Nice one.
What is up, guys? Jordan here with Fishing for Life. And so where have I been for the last 6 months? Well, you're going to find out tonight. And we're also going to talk about what has happened in the bass fishing world over the last 2 weeks. So where have I been for the last 6 months? Well, a lot of crazy things have been happening in the last 6 months. The first one and the biggest one being that I have started my own business. It's a tackle company, wickedtackle.com with 2 Ks, W-I-K-K-E-D, tackle.com. And it's just a tackle sales website. You guys should go over there, check it out. Got almost 8,000 products on there for you guys. And it is at the lowest possible price that I could get it. So please go over there, check that out, help support me doing these videos. It would make a big difference in the things that I get to cover, because that will ultimately fund a lot of the adventure that's going to come up with what's happened in the bass fishing world in the last 2 weeks. Other things that have been happening over the last 6 months, gotten a couple more sponsorships. We have been fishing quite a bit of tournaments, and we have just been on a crazy lifestyle. So I appreciate all you guys that have hung in there with me, and we will make it a better 2019 season. I haven't gotten you guys a whole lot of good fishing footage this year. And that's totally my fault. I will try to make that up next year in 2019 and over the winter, as we will go through, do some tackle reviews. We will do some tackle building and a bunch of other stuff that can be done in the house during the winter. And then when it gets spring, we will hit the water full throttle and hopefully catch some good fish for you guys. But I want to talk about something that's a little more important in the bass fishing world right now. So if you've been following bass fishing for the last couple of weeks, you know that there's been a huge mix-up in the platform that has come out to the anglers. And I'm talking about the Major League Fishing, or the MLF platform, that is now competing with BASS and FLW. So BASS for a long time has basically held the bass tournament, I guess the bass tournament crown, and they have kept it for a long time. FLW has given them a good run for the money, but I think Bass has just held on to it better. So now MLF has come out with a new platform. It's the Major League Fishing. If you watch it on TV, you know what I'm talking about. Basically catch and release right there at the boat. There is no weigh in. So what I want to do tonight is just talk about the differences that I have researched and found in BASS, FLW, and MLF. I'm not really going to get into a whole lot of my personal opinion yet on these. I really want to see how well MLF is going to work before I go to saying anything. BASS I've been involved with for a while now, so I know how they work. They've changed up quite a bit for the 2019 season. Since I have made this PowerPoint, though, I'm going to show you guys these slides. FLW has come out with a couple of rules changes. Now, I've not read what they are. They didn't really say what they were in the article I read, but they just said they had come out with some new rule changes that were going to better benefit the anglers. And I will tell you what I hope they change. I'll tell you what I think BASS needs to change, and I'll tell you what I hope doesn't happen with MLF. But we'll get to that in the future slides. So we're just going to start out right now with the Elite Series, which of course is BASS. Now, first I've just listed some basic points and the differences of all of them. Later on, I'll talk about the payout and entry fees and that kind of stuff. But anyways, Elite Series has 9 regular stops, plus Angler of the Year Championship, plus the Bassmaster Classic. So in all, they have 11 stops this year, or this coming year. 9 regular stops, 2 special events. They will hit 7 states in 7 months. They're going to a field of 80 anglers, which is down from 110 anglers in the 2018 season. So they kind of follow another their competitor on here, going down in angler size. They will maintain marshals in the boats, which means that there is no co-angler. One big thing that BASS announced this year for the 2019 season is that they are giving a $20,000 credit to anglers that stay with BASS and fished in the 2018 season. So if the angler stays with BASS for 2019 and they fish the 2018 season, BASS gives them $20,000. BASS has also announced that they will pay all the way down to last place, which means last place will get $2,500. First time that's ever been done in professional fishing is that they will pay all the way to last place. BASS is going to invest $3 million in payouts, which means they will have $3 million in payouts over 2018. And Bassmaster Live cameras will be on every boat on Championship Sunday. So, with that being said, MLF is going to have cameras in the boat every day, but BASS will have a camera in every boat on the last day, or Championship Sunday. So we'll move on to FLW. So I'm not real familiar with FLW. I haven't really followed them just a whole lot, but what I do know about them, they have 7 regular stops plus the Forest Wood Cup, which is 2 down from BASS. They'll hit 5 states in 6 months. And they are allowing a field of 150 anglers, which is huge. It's almost double what BASS and MLF are going to allow in 2019. They are almost going to double those. So 150 anglers. The big change with FLW this year is there's no more co-anglers. It's marshals only. So marshals, like BASS, do not fish with the anglers anymore. They will just basically be there as an official. So moving on to MLF, the MLF Bass Pro Tour, which is largely funded by Bass Pro Shops, will have 8 regular events plus the Pro Tour Championship, so they're down 1 regular event from BASS. The full schedule is not yet announced, so we don't know when or where they're going. Like BASS, they'll have an 80 angler field. The big thing with MLF is that anglers will get to decide where they go and when and what the payout is. So, and also even an entry fee. So anglers are the deciding choice with MLF. That's the one big thing that has, I think, helped them get some of the big names to come on over. They'll have increased media attention, so they're guaranteed 850 hours of video, which will be aired on TV, which is huge. That's a lot of video time. There's no pressure to fish on major holidays. So your major holidays like Mother's Day, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, you won't be pressured to fish on any of those days. They'll have the power to totally run their schedule around holidays. The MLF Cups and World Championship are not included in my numbers that are coming up, so keep that in mind. The MLF Cups and World Championship are separate from the Bass Pro Tour, but they are still up for grabs. And it's really weird how they did that. So I'll go on into the entry fee comparison. Now you got to remember, this is largely a guess right now for the most part. You know, it's kind of tough to tell what MLF is going to do. We do know what BASS and FLW are going to do. So the entry fee comparison per tournament, which is over here on the left, is going to be for BASS, which is the light green, is going to be just shy of $5,000. So I believe, shoot, I've done forgot the exact numbers now, because I had them added all up. But yeah, I believe it's right at 4,800. But the FLW, which is right in the middle, is going to be 5,000 per tournament. And then MLF, remember MLF is just a guess right now, but according to how their payouts and everything are going to be set up, from what is in the articles, they will have an entry fee of about $6,000 per tournament, which is astronomical. And I'm not really sure why it's that high, but when I added everything up, that's what it came out to with an 80 angler field to get the payouts that they're saying is around $6,000 per tournament per angler. So if you look at it total, now you'll think this is wrong because FLW is lower, but you got to remember that FLW is fishing 2 less tournaments than BASS and 1 less tournament than MLF. So the entry fees for BASS are right around $43,000. FLW has a total entry fee for the year of $35,000, and MLF will have a total entry fee of $48,000 for the year. So that $48,000 comes from numbers that were pre-released by MLF as just kind of getting the word out there. These were the first numbers that we saw that MLF was to release. So 48,000 total for 8 tournaments. So now we go on to the payout comparison, which is more important than your entry fee. So because if your payouts don't represent your entry fees, there's going to be some really upset people. So if you look at your payouts per tournament, which is on the left again, the light green is the elites, 700,000, roughly 700,000 per tournament. So that's a pretty good chunk of change, with first place still being $100,000 at every tournament. And you got to remember, BASS is going to pay all the way down to last place at $2,500. So 700,000 is quite a chunk of change. FLW is going to be right at 670,000. So because they fish 2 less tournaments than BASS, and their entry fee is a little bit lower, but their first place payout is actually the highest of the 3, which is at $125,000 for a first place win per tournament. And then MLF is also going to have a payout of around, they're saying around $710,000. So I just kind of rounded it off to $700,000. So per tournament, BASS and MLF are about the same. Now, if you look at the total on the right, this is what's going to stump a lot of people. And I want you guys to remember that these numbers may not be right because they're not final yet. MLF may change these. And MLF has thrown out a number of several $1 million that I don't agree with. And I'll explain after I get done explaining this why that number is not really correct. But so for the elites, the total payout is a little over $6 million. So we're talking like, I believe it was about 6.2 million. and that does not include the Bassmaster Classic. So, so 6.2 million, you know, that's a lot of money. Total FLW will pay out around 4.8 million. And I don't really know why FLW is kind of that low with how many anglers they have. I guess because the entry fee is quite a bit lower. But if you look at their number of tournaments and stuff and add it up, they come out quite a bit lower in total payout. So then MLF, which is one tournament shy of BASS, will come in at around 5.6, 5.7-ish million, somewhere in there. So a lot of people are going to go, whoa, 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 wait a minute. MLF is saying there's 10 million in payouts up for grabs. Well, this is not necessarily true. If you add up their entire season, plus the championship, the Bass Pro Tour Championship, plus the Cups, the MLF Cups, and the MLF World Championship, yes, you get a number of around $10 million. But if I were to take BASS and add up the BASS Nation payouts, your regional payouts, divisional payouts, everything that's not elites, it would go way over 10 million. So MLF kind of, did throw a number out there, but saying that it's the biggest payout in bigger payouts than anybody else is not necessarily true. And I'm not trying to hate on MLF because their number is right. I mean, there is $10 million up for grabs, but not all from the Bass Pro Tour. It actually has to come from a couple of different places. And not one person's going to be able to grab up all that. So don't get your hopes up there. So that's my only real big thing with MLF I didn't like, was that they kind of fudged that number a little higher when you included the Bass Pro, I mean not the Bass Pro Tour, but when you included the Cups and the World Championship in there. So as of now, BASS is actually your highest paying organization. They're your biggest payout. They're middle of the road entry fees. And if you ask me, they're going to be the best until MLF gets on their feet, I think. So a couple of last notes I put here. I'll have comparable payouts, within a few $100,000, which when you're talking about in the millions of dollars, it's not really that big of a deal. The anglers aren't going to notice really a difference. FLW, 125,000, first place. 150 anglers with a traditional weigh-in. So just a couple of final notes here. I'll have comparable payouts. FLW comes in $125,000 for first place, 150 anglers with a traditional weigh-in. MLF comes in $100,000 for first place at 80 anglers with no weigh-in. And BASS, $100,000 first place with 80 anglers and a traditional weigh-in. So they're all really kind of set up different. And we're going to see in the 2019 season who really is the best format, I think. Now, I'm not going to really throw a lot of my opinion in there, but I'll tell you a couple of things I don't like about all of them, and I'll tell you some things I do like about all of them. And I'm not trying to hate on any of them, but just looking at it from the outside as a spectator, this is what I see. I see FLW is doing a good job with catering to a large number of anglers. So that makes it really where they can attract a lot of attention because they're allowing a large number of anglers to fish, which is very promising. What I don't like about FLW is that when it came to what MLF was going to do, really FLW had no response until this week when they did a few rules changes. I think that was really their first response to MLF. So FLW kind of went out on a limb and went, well, we're FLW and we don't need to change anything. Well, that wasn't necessarily true. Looking over the rules before this week, there was quite a bit FLW needed to change. There was some stuff that would really keep an angler from trying to make it all the way to the top in FLW, because they have some very strict stuff. And it just, I mean, yeah, you need to have regulations on some stuff, but you don't need to monopolize it. So don't limit yourself to the point that you're going to find yourself hurting when it comes to anglers that want change and want something new. But overall, FLW is doing a really good job. They are, they do high school and college just like BASS does. So they're doing a pretty good job. MLF, here's what I don't like about MLF, and you can't really blame them, but at the same time you kind of can. So what I would have liked to have seen with MLF is some sort of qualifying series or qualifying tournament that would get you into the 2019 Bass Pro Tour. Instead, what MLF did was they sent out 80 invitations to these anglers, and these anglers went, yes, I want to be in it. And I don't necessarily agree with that, just because I think that FLW and BASS, both, you are pretty much forced to work your way to the top. You're not given anything in either one of those. So, yeah, all the anglers that went to MLF, yes, they worked for it, but it kind of shut out some other guys that might have needed to be there. So with FLW and BASS both, you have to work up. I know BASS is a BASS Nation you work up through. Not really sure how FLW does it, but I do know you have to work your way up there. So FLW, I believe, has the TH Marine BFL regional and divisional tournaments, and then that's how you get to the FLW Tour. But BASS is the same way. You work your way up through BASS Nation and regional and divisional. But MLF didn't do that. There was no qualifying tournament. There was really nothing. They just went to a bunch of the good guys and said, here, come to our tour, and we're going to give you a bunch of money. And I don't know. I guess it's just me, because I would like to see everyone work just as hard as everyone else for it. But that was the one major thing with MLF I didn't like. The one thing I do like about MLF is that the fish are probably going to come out much healthier. We're not going to see as many fish die on the scales. They're not going to be as stressed. They're not going to have to go through all that. And the TV time, which some say is a bad thing, but I think it's a good thing. It gets some publicity out there for the younger people, the younger generation coming up that wants to fish. I think that increased media attention may get their attention, and they want to go outside and try it. What I hope doesn't happen with MLF, and I'm not saying it will, I'm not saying it won't, and what I hope doesn't happen with any of them, is I hope there is no separation of your professional anglers and your fans. Since the beginning of professional bass fishing, fans and the anglers have been able to interact very well. So at the Bassmaster Classic, at tournaments, even out in public or at the lake, whatever, anglers and fans have been able to interact very well. You can go up, you can talk to them, shake their hand, talk about anything, fishing related or, boat related or whatever. But with MLF no longer having a traditional weigh-in, I'm curious to see what they're going to do to keep the divide between professional angler and your spectators or your fans. What are they going to do to keep a separation from happening? So somebody compared it to like the NFL football. Like it's very rare that your fans ever get to actually go up and talk to your football stars. So they either always have security or whatever. They're never let on the field. But I really hope that doesn't happen, because that's one of the great things about bass fishing, and always has been about professional fishing, is that your fans and anglers can interact. They can walk around with each other. They can talk to each other. And your anglers don't act any better than your fans. They don't act like they're better than them. They don't act snooty or whatever. Any professional angler you walk up to is going to be just overjoyed to talk to you when you're enthusiastic like that. And I really hope over the next few years that there is no separation between those two, where there's just this divide where it's almost just like another professional sport you watch on TV. I really don't want that to happen, and that's my biggest concern right now with professional bass fishing, with any of these formats. Because BASS kind of had it going, and then they came back where there was a mesh between anglers and fans, and they really kept that because I think they saw it would hurt fishing if they ever did make that separation. FLW, I've never really been to one of their tournaments or the Forest Wood Cup, but I don't see any separation in FLW. I do see a good connection between fans and pro fishermen there. So we'll have to see how MLF keeps that together, because I don't think MLF wants that split, but it may happen beyond their control. And I just hope it doesn't. That's my biggest concern with professional fishing, is I would never want to be a professional fisherman and never be able to talk to my fans. That would kill me. I mean, I would be bored to death. Would be to never go and talk to my fans and hear anything, and it would just, that's not what I would want as a professional fisherman. But you guys tell me what you think. Leave some comments down below. Tell me what you think is going to happen. Tell me what you think is going to come of MLF, FLW, and BASS. Ask them questions, and don't be afraid to challenge some things. If I've said anything that's not true, I didn't mean to. This is all stuff. Actually, this entire slideshow came from a report, came off of a couple of like Wired to Fish and Bass Resource. I got all of those numbers and stuff from those. So if I got anything wrong, I didn't mean to. I just got all of my information from articles that were available from our fishing resources. So you guys tell me what you think, and tell me what you want to see. Tell me if you want any videos of something. I'm really going to try to do some better videos this coming year. This year has just been crazy with me getting the business started up, and hopefully that keeps going good. You guys, please go check that out. wickedtackle.com. It would really help me out, and because I just want to make better videos for you guys. I want to get more time on the water, and I want to get you guys what you want. So I have the stuff to do it. I need to know what you guys want to see, and that would really help me out. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, Jordan here with Fishing for Life.